Welcome back to the GraphCoin channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We're going to discuss XRP, which I should have brought up in the last video. This is Larry Fink, the World Economic Forum's new co-chair, advocating for stable currencies. Listen to it. Finally, as we come closer to stable coinage and currency digitization, I would express something that shocks me. The dollar will not play as significant a role on a global scale. Similar to how they once promoted digital currencies issued by central banks, they are now promoting stablecoins. Why? Because digital currency issued by central banks woke everyone up. They are now aware of the dangers associated with the CBDC. They are now beginning to shift the focus more in the direction of a stablecoin. The United States is currently following the same course. In your opinion, how much XRP is required for a comfortable retirement? I want to know what you think. Thus, each person has a unique number. Some claim 5,000 while others claim 1,000, 100,000, 500,000 and so forth. Some people believe that you only require 100 or 1,000 XRP. However, no one is certain of the precise figure. We have no idea how long it will take for XRP to hit those extremely high prices, given all that is happening in the actual world and how quickly the fourth industrial revolution is progressing. You could now create a timeline for it. Purchase anything you can afford, in my opinion. You won't have any regrets afterwards. Furthermore, I believe it will be quite difficult to obtain even 100 XRP in the future. This is what Jay Claver said, which is identical to what I just said. You claim that you are already wealthy if you hold XRP. We are now well into 2025. What is the amount of XRP need to become wealthy? What are your thoughts on that? In your opinion, I believe that varies for each individual. Depending on their vision for their life and family, each person has a varied set of goals. I define wealth or financial independence as having enough money to support your ideal lifestyle. Whatever that means to you, I would advise folks to put it in writing. In my opinion, having financial freedom means earning twice as much from passive income. Therefore, you're using your resources in a method that might include you. You may need to review things periodically, but you are not required to labor or spend time traveling and working for someone else in order to earn that money. Thus, each person will have a totally distinct number. With the techniques you already have in place and the work we're doing, I believe you'll be able to earn between 8% and 12% on your XRP with relative ease. With our partners, we should be making even more than that. However, given the current state of interest rates, I believe that 10% annually is an acceptable conservative amount. Okay, so, according to him, everyone should be able to make about 10% annually on their XRP. There will now be additional ways for you to profit from your cryptocurrency. Therefore, achieving financial independence and wealth over time are more important than being wealthy immediately. Everyone wants it to happen sooner rather than later, and I understand that, and so do I. However, you look at the amount of money you made during this run. After that, you examine your actions to see how you use the cryptocurrency to your advantage. How can you make the most of that money? I'm stating that everyone has a different plan. He's right too. You ought to put that plan in writing and follow it. Follow the strategy exactly. According to experts, the majority will become exit liquidity, but very few will be able to retire with XRP's historical pump. Exit liquidity, which occurs when you sell too soon and someone else purchases your XRP, is the worst thing that can happen to you. But as long as they have a solid strategy and patience, I believe that many individuals will be able to retire with XRP. It's a fact that you won't succeed in cryptocurrency if you lack patience. You won't survive till XRP hits extremely high prices. If you lose patience every time the market goes down, you leave for perhaps $5 or $10. The majority of people in this market, particularly those who have held XRP for a very long time, won't sell any of it until it is at least 3 digits. Those who stayed with XRP for the 2 years is what they aim to ensure. However, even if you purchase now, you will still receive excellent returns. Here, you outperform the establishments. That is the most crucial factor, since it will be difficult to obtain XRP once the institutions enter the market because the prices will be significantly higher. They won't ever let the peasants to become millionaires. And you know why? Everything is controlled and centralized. That leads to the conclusion that they will never permit XRP holders to become wealthy. Who are they? The world's governments. They're global elites. They don't give a damn whether you become wealthy with XRP. I've already addressed it several times on this channel, since many individuals genuinely think that only 1% of XRP holders will become wealthy in the long run. The majority of people will ultimately have their XRP confiscated by the US government. That will not take place. We are no longer in 2019 or 2020. That's what people used to say all the time. Jimmy Valley even came up with the buyback program, where you pay him your XRP and he works out a deal with the Fed to buy it back. It's all bullshit. Make sure you have a strategy and keep holding your XRP yourself. They'll allow you to get wealthy. If you get wealthy, they don't care. Additionally, keep in mind that the fourth industrial revolution is upon us. As you can see, this post was published in 2018. We are living in the fourth industrial revolution. AI, machine learning, and deep learning are the main technologies. That, in my opinion, is a component of the fifth industrial revolution. The Internet of Things is no different. Blockchain, cloud, mobile, social media, mixed reality, and 3D printing, robotics, 5G networks, autonomous vehicles, quantum computing, wireless power, and VPAs. Only during a certain time span does an industrial revolution occur. Steam, electricity, computation, and intelligence are examples of it. In actuality, blockchain and cryptocurrency represent the fourth industrial revolution. Industry 5.0. The fifth industrial revolution includes much of what I just described. AI will become more prevalent at that time. However, there is a collision between the fourth and fifth industrial revolutions. Therefore, the first believe that anyone who believes that you cannot become wealthy with just 1,000 XRP is completely mistaken. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is an industrial revolution. And have a look at the number of cryptocurrency investors. In relation to the world's population, it is a relatively small number of individuals. Anyone who invests in this now will profit greatly from it. Reality is getting closer with quantum computing. Crypto keeps a close eye. When it comes to cryptocurrency, quantum computing is huge. According to David Schwartz, the XRP ledger will be quantum-proof by the time quantum computing becomes a reality. I would even argue that quantum computers are a component of the fifth industrial revolution. Automation is no different. The new banking system will be completely automated. In other words, the future financial system will not be operated by humans. It will be completely automated, and the central component of it will be AI. However, cryptocurrency must also be a part of that new financial system. Tokenizer is the source of this. Report on the Fourth Industrial Revolution, World Economic Forum, 2025. The World Economic Forum and other international leaders have been debating the Fourth Industrial Revolution for years. It ties back to global elites as usual, as we can see. Fortune 500 corporations and leading organizations connected to enterprise DLT networks such as Google, MasterCard, KT. Networks such as Google, MasterCard, KPMG, SAP, and others are the representatives of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. As is well known, enterprise DLT is a component of several of these corporate government institutional giants. What does Brad talk about all the time? Adoption by enterprises. The cryptocurrency at the center is shown here. Thus, you see QNT, HBAR, ALGO, XDC, Stellar, and Ripple. The fourth industrial revolution includes all of them, and all of them are included in ISO 222. In terms of payments and a new financial system, ISO will guide us into the fourth industrial revolution. For years, everything into the fourth industrial revolution. For years, everything has been progressing. It is gaining momentum rather than slowing down. Over the past 5 years, it has accelerated significantly since 2020. In my opinion, the past 5 years have seen events that would have occurred 10 years ago. I believe the timeline shifted as a result. By 2028, I believe the new financial system will be established. Take a look at what they are now promoting. Digital identification. That is also a part of this. The next major race has arrived. According to Novograd, tokens won't be the next big thing in cryptocurrency. One wallet for everything is what it is. Listen to this out. Real-world assets and portfolios are tokenized, and both cryptocurrency and non-crypto individuals will have